Good morning, students. Today we learn chemistry, grade 10 chemistry. The chapter name is Patterns and Properties of Metals. Chapter 8 it is. Is it clear? You want me to show the textbook? I will show you the textbook. Chapter 8. Okay. Now, first of all, we should know what are metals. Now, all metals are of, if we see that physical properties of metals, metals are solid at room temperature. Okay. Now, if you see it, this is called the physical properties. The physical properties. And chemical properties. Okay, fine. Physical properties. In this physical properties, all metals are solid at room temperature except mercury and gallium. Is it clear? Next, they are sonorous. What do you mean by sonorous? They are sonorous. Sonorous means they produce sound. Produce sound. All metals are sonorous in nature. Correct. This is all I am talking about physical properties. First point, what I did say, all are solid at room temperature. Mostly are solids at room temperature except mercury and gallium. Is it clear? Now, next one. Now, if you see this one there, they are malleable and ductile. They are malleable and ductile. Malleable means they will be made into sheets. For example, blade. Okay, ductile means they will be drawn into wire. Your electric wire, copper wire. Is it clear? Now, these are the properties. Now, one more property I can say is they are good conductor of heat and electricity. Good conductor of heat and electricity. Is it clear? They are good conductor of heat and electricity. Is it clear? Now, they are, one more point I can say, they are lustrous. What do you mean by lustrous? L-U-S-T-R-O-U-S. That means they are shining. Okay. You can see sodium metal will shine if you cut it. Okay. So, almost metals are shining in nature. For example, gold also. If you see gold, silver, all these are, they have a shining property. Okay. Now, these are the physical properties. Now, let us discuss about the chemical properties. What are the chemical properties? They donate electron. They donate electron. So, they are electron donor. So, they are electron donor. Because they donate electron, they are called electron donor. Clear? So see the properties of this here. Now they are generally, they form ionic bond. Clear? So you can see the chemical properties. The metals react with dilute acid, release hydrogen gas. They react with dilute acid and release hydrogen gas. Clear? So these are the physical chemical properties. Now some metal oxides are aqueous in nature. They change the red litmus paper blue. They change the red litmus paper blue. Is it clear? See the properties now. Some metal oxide is an aqueous in nature, reacts with zinc to produce hydrogen gas. Okay. Now, these are the properties of the metals. Is it clear? Now, before I'm going to these properties, I've just discussed about the physical and the chemical properties. Now, under this, what we are learning. So, how many elements are there in the periodic table? You know, there are 118 elements. Let us see the periodic table chart. And in this, we learn about group 1 element. Okay, in this topic, first we learn group 1, then group 2, and so on. Okay, now let us learn group 1 and see. Now, let me put periodic table chart here. Now, we know periodic table chart here. Now, we are learning, in this class, we are learning group 1 elements. Is it clear? These group 1 elements are called alkali metals. Alkali metals. Okay? Alkali metals. Clear? One minute. Let me clean this first. Alkali metals. Clear? Now, let us see one by one in this. What are alkali metals? First group elements are called alkali metals. Group 1 metals, elements. Group 1 elements are called as alkali metals. Okay, now what are they? Let me do one by one. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium. Is it clear? Can you make out? Now, what is the atomic number of this now? Atomic number of lithium is 3, sodium is 11, potassium is 19, rubidium is 37, and if you see the cesium is, I think it is 55. Next, francium is somewhere 87. Okay. Now you can see the atomic number written here. Now these metals, these alkali metals, they show a spectacular reaction. What is a spectacular reaction? In the cold water, for example, sodium, when sodium reacts with water, the reaction is vigorous, very fast it reacts, forms sodium hydroxide, NaOH, plus hydrogen gas is released. This hydrogen gas catches fire. It catches fire. Clear? Now, I have not balanced this. If you want to balance. Okay. Now, this is how to balance. Now, it catches fire. So, this reaction is called spectacular reaction. It's the cold water, normal water. Just cut a piece of sodium, just put it into the water. The reaction is vigorous. The reaction takes place by catching fire. Is it clear? Now, next. Here, now in this, what we say this here in this metal, the first group metals, they have free electron in the outermost electron. Okay, that means what? If we see lithium is 3. If you just fill up this now, 2 electrons, atomic number is 3, 2 electron here and 1 here. So 1 electron is free. The valency of lithium is 1. So in this group 1, all the charge is 1. So 1 plus. That means there are only 1 electron in the outermost shell. Is it clear? Now, if you see next one, if you see sodium Na is 11. If you draw the sodium, I'll show you. Two electrons, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. See, one electron is present in the outermost shell. Can you see? So the charge of this group of first group is only 1. So see, I can write like this now: Na plus, lithium Li plus, next is what? Potassium K plus, like rubidium plus, Rb rubidium plus, next cesium plus. So one electron in the outermost shell, francium. So only one electron is present in the outermost shell. So they are called first group elements. Clear? So this is that means the valency of this group is 1. Is it clear? Now, these metals do not have many uses. These metals, they do not have many uses. But if you see sodium, where they use means sodium vapor lamp. Is it clear? Now, potassium also it's present in our body also. Okay. Potassium and other elements, like lithium, all this are used in the street lights also. Is it clear? Now, the reactivity as we go down the group, the reactivity increases. Okay, fine. Here, if you see that reactivity increases. Reactivity increases as you come down the group. Is it clear? The reactivity increases as you come down the group. Now, melting point decreases as you come down the group. Decreases, melting point decreases. Is it clear? Melting point decreases. The density increases. Next, if you see melting point decreases, density increases. As you come down the group, density increases. Is it clear? Density increases. See that all this. So now in this group, some elements are soft. Some elements are soft. They can be cut by the knife. Clear? Sodium we can cut by the knife. Lithium, though lithium is hardest one, but we can cut by knife. Is it clear? So these some elements in this group are stored under kerosene. Why they are stored under kerosene? Because they react vigorously with oxygen and water vapor. Correct? We cannot touch them in the hand also. They should be stored in the kerosene. Now somebody asked me, sir, why sir you have to store in the kerosene? Why not in the petrol? No, kerosene has a very good affinity towards these two elements there. Okay. Now, so that means what? The metals have very good affinity towards kerosene. So they are stored under kerosene, not the petrol or diesel. Is it clear? Now, some metals in this group are soft and they can be cut by the knife. Is it clear? Now, potassium is less denser than sodium. When you are comparing these two, potassium is less than denser than the sodium. Now, they play a very important role in our body also. I'll tell you when it is. Now, next, they have a single positive ion. That is what the charge is saying that. Next, they form they form compound with carbonates. So, for example, lithium carbonate. I will rub this now. Lithium carbonate, sodium carbonate, potassium carbonate. So they form like this: lithium carbonate, sodium carbonate, and potassium carbonate. So lithium carbonate. Next is sodium carbonate, Na2CO3, and potassium carbonate, K2CO3. Correct. Now this is how the reactions on this it's taking place. Lithium carbonate. So if you see this one, lithium carbonate, sodium carbonate, and potassium carbonate. These are the carbonates are formed when they react with, that means these elements when react with carbonate, carbon dioxide or something like that, and forms carbonates, lithium carbonate. Okay, these are the compounds formed now. Some they react with the non-metal and forms salt. That means what? These group elements they react with non-metal and form salts. Is it clear now? So this is what we have to know much of this. And now if you see the reaction, what happens here? What happens when this metal reacts with water and air? Clear? Now I will show you this. Now these metals, when they react with water, what happens? Sodium reacts with water. Sodium reaction with water. Reaction with water. That means what? Alkali metals. What are these are alkali metals. Alkali metals reacts with water. What happens? Reacts with air. Reaction with air. What happens? Clear? Now let us learn this now. Now alkali metals. First one is lithium. Lithium reacts with water. Gives rise to lithium hydroxide, OH. LiOH plus H2. H2 is the gas. Clear? Next one, sodium reacts with water. Correct? Now this is how we have, now we want to balance this, you balance this. 2 lithium here. Okay. Next, sodium. Sodium reacts with water. Gives rise to sodium hydroxide plus H2 gas. Clear? Now we want to balance. Just put 2. Okay, it is balanced now. Next one is what? Potassium. Potassium reacts with water, gives rise to potassium hydroxide plus H2. Okay, now this also if you want to balance, you can balance. Okay, clear? These are the reaction happening when the alkali metals reacts with water. When alkali metals reacts with air, forms tannish. All of them they form tannish, and a thin layer of oxide is formed. Is it clear? Thin layer of oxide is formed. Is it clear? Now this is what we have learned in this chapter. Now the next part is what happens when these first group elements are heated. What happens when they are heated? That's called flame test. What do you call this as? Flame test. Flame test. What is the color is observed when they are heated? You can see this. When what happens when lithium is heated? Lithium, I'll just tell you lithium, sodium and potassium. When lithium is heated, what happens? When sodium is heated, what happens? Here you see. Now this is called as flame test. Flame test. We heat them to see what color it gives. Okay, now lithium gives red color, sodium gives yellow color, and potassium gives lilac. Okay, now you want me to show you the colors how they are given. I'll just show you a chart here. You can see the chart here. Okay, wonderful colors. You can see firecrackers during Diwali time. You can see there are different colors. You can see now. See, here you see lithium. Lithium, you see the color of the lithium here. And if you see the sodium, you can see yellow color. Is it clear? And if you want to see potassium, you can see potassium here, lilac. Okay, so these are the these are called the flame test. When you are eating that compound, if you are coming to school, when you come to when we go to lab, I'll show you all these metals. So let us each one of us heat this metal and identify the color. Is it clear? Okay. Now here in this last one, what is that? Here last point, what we call this as in hospitals we have flame photometer. Why they are using in hospitals? Means in hospitals these two are very important. In hospitals they use flame photometer. Flame photometer. meter. What they use in hospitals is